All right. Shalom and welcome. Tonight we are going to go over red clover. Red clover. Again, there's 200,000 to 300,000 different herbs that we can check into, we can look into, we can find what is best for us, what is best for you, what is best for your family, right? So that's why we're doing this. We're doing this to help people who want to go and find these different alternative things to help themselves or their family with what they're doing. So we'll get started. Red clover is a small perennial plant native to lands across Asia and Europe. The red clover does not bear the same characteristic as clovers you find in the fields. The red clover blooms in the early spring months of the northern New Hampshire, producing pink-purple flowers that set atop broad leaves, right? So the herb has a special place and is a traditional medicine where healers recognize its immune-boosting, anti-inflammatory properties. Red clover contains potent, with all these things that they are for to help people, right? They're to help everyone to get into these things, right? So instead of us just going and saying, well, gee, all I want to do is go to the doctor, and people say they have problems with the doctors and they keep talking about the doctor. Well, this is an alternative to that. But again, with all these things, what we have to understand is you got to have your blood work. You got to have everything. And in most of these cases, you have to figure out what is wrong with you, right? But a lot of times, that's all we have to do. And we know what's wrong with us, right? If it's gout, if it's a back pain, if it's this pain, whatever it is, we know what's going on. Usually you don't go to the doctor and go, I just feel like showing up, right? I just feel like showing up and, I don't know why I'm really here. I don't know what really hurts. And they're going to say, what are you talking about? So we know, I'm just throwing that out there that a lot of people say, well, why the healing herbs and why this? Because a lot of believers believe to trying to heal themselves, right? A lot of the ancients, a lot of the Essenes, all the people of old, actually, this is what they had. So to go on, this herb is an immune-boosting, anti-inflammatory property. It contains potent antitoxins that reduce inflammation and help eradicate free radicals from the bloodstream. Now, with everything, what we have to find out is usually we need to start with our blood and with our cells, because that's where everything predominantly comes from, right? You eat something and it goes through your stomach, goes through your intestines, goes into your blood, your oxygen, and then becomes a cell. Now, with all that being said, what happens to it? Well, if it's not feeding it, if it's not helping, then it can be something bad. We'll just leave it at that, right? We'll leave all the other stuff out. There's the good things that help you and the bad things that will help you. Well, the herbs are the things that will help your body cleanse itself, cleanse the cells, cleanse whatever it needs to cleanse, right? And usually your body does pretty good. Usually, unless there's something goes terribly wrong, your body does pretty good. That's why you don't see a whole lot of sick people in their teens or 20s. It's usually when you get older. Shalom, shalom. It's usually when you get older. It's usually when that garbage starts piling up and your cells and your body's just like, look, we've had enough. You ain't giving us the premium. We're getting the garbage, right? That's why it's called junk food. So there we enter what we need to do to get rid of these things. So the red clover, there's oil, there's seeds, there's the flowers, there's the powder, and the leaves and the stems of the plant for use of the therapeutic applications. It is useful in treating a wide variety of inflammatory diseases and helps to strengthen the immune system, protecting it from infection. So not only are we just trying to keep all the sickness and colds and coughs and all that away, inflammatory, right? Back problems, neck problems, all these different things. That's what is really causing a lot of it, is the inflammation. So if we can get that inflammation to go down, then it might be able to help. And again, these are all, you have to try it for yourself. You have to see, does it work for you? Because just like with everything else, and even when you go to a doctor, they prescribe something and they say, what? Go and take this and take it over the weekend or take it for 3 or 4 days. And if it doesn't help, come back and see me. Well, we know the process, but for some reason, we don't want to go through the work, or maybe sometimes we don't know the work that we need to go through to find out our own cures. So you can eat the fresh flowers of the plant or brew it into a sweet, fragrant tea to capture the health benefits of this remedy. So here are 8 health benefits of consuming the red clover. And again, all these are to help each other, brothers, sisters, whomever it may be, that we can help out with these things. So number 1, relieve hypertension. People who are living with high blood pressure are at risk of developing numerous types of cardiovascular diseases. Many people suffering from the condition don't even realize they have anything wrong with them, because hypertension rarely displays any adverse health symptoms other than so basically what happens is, what we find out is we don't have main things going wrong until something really goes wrong. And sometimes not until like a stroke or a heart attack or something that's horrible, then we realize, hey, we've had this. But the little symptoms, but a lot of these little symptoms can be diagnosed wrong. It can be, I'm tired, I feel this way, I feel that way. But you can test your blood pressure. You can test these things and see yourself if it's too high or not, right? So rarely they display any adverse health symptoms other than slight elevation in heart rate and cranial pressure. But again, if we test it out, we know for ourselves. It's because of the subtle nature of the symptoms that the medical community labels high blood pressure as the silent killer. People with hypertension may go for years before the condition starts to produce any adverse health effects of a noticeable nature. Now, again, I would also submit to you that high blood pressure, just call it what it is, right? Hypertension. Do you have hypertension? I don't know. What is it? And, we spend 20 minutes talking about things. Do you have high blood pressure? Put the thing around your arm, hit the button. You're 140/20. You're 100, and, what are you? What is it? And they have like little charts that come with them, and you can pretty much, go with that and tell whether you got high blood pressure or not. So these are not secrets, as it seems like, how would I know I have high blood pressure? How would I know my kidneys hurt? How would I know my back hurts? How would I know? You know these things, right? So I would submit to you, the medical profession tries to keep it all a secret, like it's all just sneaks up on you and you die, or it hurts you, and then they've got the magical cure. But really, there's high blood pressure machines, equipment at Walmart. There's oxygen sensors at Walmart. Almost all this stuff you can go to Walmart and buy. It might be kind of pricey on some of it, but you get what you pay for, right? And that's where and again, this is usually for someone who's been in wrecks or hurt themselves or, something of that nature, or once you get older. The anti-inflammatory properties of red clover help to reduce the effects of hypertension, helping affected individuals manage their condition. Drinking the red clover tea or supplementing with tablets can tension in the blood vessels and arteries. So again, it's whatever you do and how your body reacts. We can all take the same thing, and that's why we have studies, right? We can all take the same thing, and 3 to 5 or more will have a different result. And that's why we keep having these studies. That's why we keep going over these things, because For one person, this may not do anything, but for the next person, it may drastically drop their inflammation or it kind of depends on what's going on with your body. If you have, again, the neck problems, the hypertension, the high blood pressure, the different things that it's, trying to bring these things down and trying to get your body to work normal again. And that's where it's optimal for everything. The more your body is around normal, the better it is, right? The more inflammation, the more things, the longer you hurt, the worse it gets. So enhance your immune system is the body's watchdog, keeping guard of your health by detecting and killing off invading pathogens. All these garbage things we eat, no matter how kosher, how much, unless you go kill it off your farm, you plant it, you pick it up and you eat it, you wash it off. A lot of these things we're getting are not, even if it's salad, even if it's coming from the health store, a lot of these times people walking by, they're coughing, they're sneezing, they're slobbering, the kids are eating grapes and spit one out, and you just happen to go get the salad that some kid slobbered on. Oh, by the way, he had the flu. Well, guess what you just inherited, right? So this is where we have to be very, very careful. And that's why kosher and eating that way is more than just a word. You actually take your salad, your lettuce home, you wash the stuff off and you inspect it. And then you say, okay, it's kosher, it's clean, it's edible. But a lot of times we're hungry and we eat stuff and we forget about it. We throw it in and we eat it regardless, right? And I probably won't get sick. So whatever was on that is what you just got. So people with weak immune systems may find they experience sickness more than others because of those with the robust immune systems. Again, a lot of times the older we get, the more we see this happening is usually with something either happen to your body or when you get older. Your immune function depends upon your current health and your diet. If your average healthy person eating nutritious diet, which most people are not, then you should have a robust immune response. However, if you're dealing with fatty liver disease, obesity, diabetes, you eat at McDonald's, then your immune system will be in a weakened state, exposing you to infection. Since over 70% of the immune system resides in the gut, what we eat plays a significant role in immune function. Consuming a nutritious diet and supplementing with red clover can enhance your immune function by strengthening the good bacteria living in your gut. Red clover is beneficial for the health of microbiomes, allowing them to assimilate more nutrition from your blood. And you have these you have these probiotics, you have all these things you can also find and take, right? But some of these are natural, and you just take this and it helps your body get rid of these things and naturally. Where some of these things, if they're generically engineered, you don't know what you're getting, right? It might be somebody might say it's good for you, but if you're not careful, what did they make it of? What did it come from? Did it come from pig intestines? Did it come from a chicken's foot? Where did it come from? Oh, chicken's foot. Well, that sounds clean to me. Have you seen where chickens walk? You see what they step in? You see what they do a lot, right? That's like, anyway, we'll go on. Prevent infection. The change of the seasons leads to outbreaks of bacteria. Again, with these winds blowing 40 mile an hour, we'll just leave it at that. But a lot of times you see in spring, right before Passover, right after Sukkot, right in that what they call change of seasons, the winds blow. And whatever's in that wind, I mean, we have to think about it. I don't know why we come to, even religious things, and we don't think. We just like, I ain't got to think because, we need to think about it because if the wind's blowing, just go out and throw some dirt or some whatever in the air, right? And you see how far that can travel. Well, somebody sneezing, slobbering, doing whatever, spitting, tell them whatever else is going on. But imagine how far that can travel in the air and how far all that junk is going. And it only takes just a couple times for that to get onto you, onto your hands, into your mouth, right? You ever been talking or outside, if you're outside and you eat a bug or you eat a fly? You didn't intend to, but you're sitting there talking, here comes a fly, and you're trying to wipe it away and go on and go eat a fly. Oh boy, I wonder how good that's going to be. And usually, even if you do it, you forget about it, right? But we have these things to help ourselves out. Bacteria, viruses, fungi, infections across the United States. If your child attends a nursery school, then the chances are they will bring back some pathogen to your home during the course of the springtime. Wow, imagine that. So they are telling us, and you can ask doctors, nurses, RNs, you can ask almost anybody, and they would agree. If your child goes somewhere, so if you go to Walmart and there's a bunch of people at Walmart, you go out and eat, even if it's at the kosher mart. Well, guess what? Somebody there is probably going, and whatever's mucus, whatever they got, right? And it might be the table you just sat down at, they just got up from. So that's where a lot of this comes into. Even your car, a lot of things we don't think of, or we didn't think of, but even your car, your steering wheel, things that you touch a lot, people that other people could touch. If you have kids and they're always grabbing, everything, and they just slobbered on their hands, and some other kids slobbered on their hands, and, so all these things can be a part of this. As previously mentioned, red clover helps to increase the health and efficiency of the immune system. A robust immune response will help you resist infection and enables you to heal faster if you do come down with an illness. So even if you come down with it, it's going to help you get over it quicker. The red clover extract is an excellent way to stimulate the immune system. All you need is a few drops on the tongue each day to increase your immune response. Now, there's people all over the world, and we just had a big old discussion today about immune systems and how it works. And some people think it don't work, and some doctors think it don't work. There's a lot of people that think you have to have their so-called God to make your body work. But I'm here to tell you, in most cases, if you're, got ran over by a train and you're a can of Spam, then, we know what's going to happen probably. We know, but in most cases, and even elderly people, their body will respond to these things. So we have to be careful in just counting anyone off and saying, hey, that's all for them. That's all she wrote. That's all, with anything, we need to at least try. We need to use what we have and use, a lot of these things are very, very rarely contradictive to your body. So if it could help your back, your neck, your foot, your cut on your hand, whatever, right? Then why not try it? And again, this is not selling. It's just free information, freely given, freely give back, freely give away. So, it's something that to think about, to look into, to check into, and the information, right? All you need is a few drops. Preventive treatment is the best strategy when supplementing with red clover. Ensure that you start adding it to your diet at least 6 weeks before the change in seasons. Again, if we follow the calendar, if we know, we can see, and even if you don't, you can about pick up your phone and ask your phone, when's spring? I mean, it'll pretty much tell you when spring is, how accurate it is. It may not be to the minute, to the day, to the hour, but it's pretty much probably going to give you the gist of when spring's coming. So I think we all know spring's about sprung, right? It's about upon us. It's getting to that time. So now would be the time, 6 weeks before, probably even a little bit too late, but better safe than sorry. 6 weeks before the change in season to ensure that your immune system has enough time to receive the full benefits. And again, this is not a penicillin shot from your local doctor that you usually can't get anyway, but this is something that your endurance is coming on. You're building your body. Again, if you know there's something wrong with you, if you know it's an elderly person, you're building this up and you are waiting for these times to pass by. And then once that heightened, spring goes by and everybody's sick and everything like that, then it's not such a worry, right? So, reduce period pains. Women experiencing heavy periods and pains during menstrual should consider supplementing with red clover. The cramping and aching associated with the harsh menstrual can leave someone feeling terrible for days at a time. And, there's all kinds of things that people take, and why not take something that is natural, something you could take and would help you out. And for all them hubbies and everybody out there that maybe you could order some of this and try it, give it to her, and maybe that could be something, even better than roses if it works, right? Fortunately, red clover may provide some relief for women experiencing severe menstrual distress. The isoflavones found in red clover help to mimic the female hormone estrogen. Estrogen is responsible for creating the intensity and duration of period pain symptoms. Red clover helps to balance the hormonal shifts that occur during menstruation, allowing women to stabilize their mood while reducing their pain. Now, guys, I'm telling you, you might want to try some of this, right? Women experiencing the symptoms of an abdominal pain during their menstrual time should try using red clover extract drops 3 times a day for the duration of their menstrual time. The anti-inflammation effects of red clover help to reduce pelvic swelling and relieve pain symptoms associated with the menstruation. Red clover may also prove useful in helping women who suffer from pelvic inflammation disease and menstrual women as well. Some of this stuff almost sounds too good to be true, especially if you're on the receiving end of these pains, right? Now, for a lot of us, praise Yahweh, we don't experience these things, but for the women, they do, right? Now, here's one for you as well. Cancer prevention. Many of these say the exact same thing. So I don't know, I know why, but it seems like we would take more of this. More of this should be on our shelves. More of this should be more freely to obtain, I guess, more freely, that more knowledge about it, right? Nearly 175,000 American men receive a prostate cancer diagnosis every year. Prostate cancer typically occurs in men over the age of 65, but is known to have an early onset in some cases, with men as young as 40 years old developing the disease. Fortunately, advances in medicine and science mean that most men receive early diagnosis and prompt treatment for their condition. As a result, more than 80% of all men diagnosed with prostate cancer make it to the 5-year survival mark without the disease reoccurring. So again, anything that can help any of these things out, why not try it? Why not recommend it? Men can protect their prostate and reduce their chance of developing prostate cancer by supplementing their diet with red clover. Red clover blocks the production of enzymes that lead to prostate growth and the development of such conditions as benign prostate, right? BHP. Red clover helps naturally reduce swelling and inflammation in the prostate that leads to the development of more severe conditions. Research on red clover shows that it enhances a process known as apoptosis, right? Where the body canalizes unhealthy and dysfunctional cells while replacing them with healthy new cells. And that's the whole problem with cancer in most cases anyway. It's cells getting out of control and they keep building. And your body don't know what to do about it. Obviously, it can't combat it. So there's the problem. When your body has something that can help it destroy or does destroy it, then there's your cure, right? So many times I think we fear and we get feared and we're so scared when we hear things. And that's human nature. When you hear things, you hear something and you hear somebody died of something, well, of course, but if we do preventative things, if we do the best we can, then that's all we can do. Lower cholesterol. An increase in LDL cholesterol is the only cause of coronary artery disease. Cholesterol produced in the liver has plenty of health functions, but when it reaches concentrations higher than 70 in the blood, then we run the risk of developing arterial plaque, which starts the onset of CAD. Various lifestyle factors can cause this increase in LDL production. People that eat high amounts of sugar, which is pretty much a lot of people, saturated fats in their diet are a high risk of exceeding 70 micrograms threshold, smoking cigarettes, drinking alcohol, and that kind of lifestyle that are all contributing factors to increase the LDL cholesterol, right? So anything that we put in our body eventually can be a part of us or is a part of us. It just kind of depends on whether your body can get rid of it or not, right? And if it can't get rid of it or if it keeps building up, then that's where we have the problems. Fortunately, it's possible to live a healthy lifestyle and maintain low cholesterol levels through changes in diet, exercise, and supplementation. So, a lot of us don't like the diet and the exercising, but when we can add this into it, that helps out tremendously as well. Focus on a diet rich in fiber, high quality fat sources such as oils and fatty meats like fish. Supplement with red clover and the tablets, and you should notice a significant improvement in your cholesterol readings the next time you're in the doctor's office. So again, this is all should be documented. It should be professional, right? Just because we're talking about herbs or we're talking about something different doesn't mean it shouldn't be professional. It shouldn't be helping, right? This ain't just, hey, we're talking about mom and pop shop and we're going to try some of this and see if it works. I believe the world would be changed if we knew and had this information. I think the world would be different if we knew, our Bible. I think the world would be changed with just a few things as knowledge. But with all that being said, again, that's why we're doing it, right? Enhanced circulation. The circulation system is responsible for shedding oxygen-rich blood around the body. The natural aging process slows that circulation, resulting in seniors developing systems of low blood flow to extremities of their body. Some people don't even have to be older, right? Some people, especially some women, that just happens. Their hands are cold, their feet's cold, they're always cold. You can be hot, they're cold. But there's a reason for that. And usually it's because of either the circulation or the vessels are not opening up like they should. If they open up like they should, you get enough oxygen, your body works just like everyone else's, right? Or should. Other conditions, lifestyle habits may include slow circulation, such as smoking, drinking, excessively, a poor diet, lack of exercise, sitting in the chair too long, talking too much. No. If left undiagnosed and unmanaged, obese and overweight individuals also have the chance of developing a host of life-threatening disorders, such as diabetes, high blood pressure, and heart disease. Fortunately, of course, the coumarins found in red clover help to enhance circulation. These reduce stress on the heart while improving oxygen delivered to the muscular nervous system. Red clover's anti-inflammatory properties relax the blood vessels walls, allowing them to flow smoothly through the veins and arteries in your body. Increased circulation leads to improved levels of cardiovascular health. However, it's important to note that overweight and obese people require exercise and restrictive diet, along with red clover supplementation, to return to the healthy weight, right? And we all know if we eat too much, we have too much to, our body may just not get rid of it. But a lot of these things I would also submit to you, just throw it in there. A lot of the things are in our foods. A lot of the chicken we eat, a lot of the things that we eat, if you look up how it's produced and how it gets to us, a lot of these things are just horrible for our bodies. And they do it for money. They do it to get, the most bang for the buck, really. And a lot of that stuff comes out and they just make a huge amount of money, while a lot of people, especially Americans, are sick. And a lot of American food is illegal in other countries. So you could look that up. That's a whole list right there. If you look up, what you can eat here is what's illegal in another country. That might be a surprising study as well. Detoxifying the body. If you live in a city or a town in the development world, the chances are you have exposure to toxins every day. The food we eat, like I've been saying, the water we drink, and the air we breathe all contain harmful particles with varying levels of toxicity, right? If you have any factory anywhere close to you, if you have any of these, even the cars and trucks in big major cities, that's all, carbon monoxide. It's all not healthy for your body, your plants, your kids, anything, not even your fish, probably, right? So tell poor Goldie, right? Our body absorbs these toxins, and it does a beautiful job eliminating most of them. I mean, if we could see and microscope a lot of this junk that comes in our bodies that our bodies get rid of, praise Yahweh, we have one awesome body, right? Of all the junk that it gets rid of. But sometimes it's just too much. Sometimes it's just overwhelming. Sometimes it's just the wrong thing, the wrong time. However, in some situations, we may be taking in more toxins than is possible for our body to remove, resulting in a buildup of these particles in the bloodstream or the organs. As a result, people who live in areas like cities should detoxify themselves every few months to ensure optimal health of the blood, organs, and tissues. Red clover is a useful detox protocol because it has a diuretic properties. They allow the body to evacuate water by increasing urination. So this might be another UTI, another, bladder thing that could help you out. The increase enables the body to excrete more toxins through urine, enhancing the effects of the detox program. Anything that helps your body flush out bad things is usually good for you. You may not think so, when you have to wear the I'm a big kid now things, but you know what? If that's what you got to do and you feel better in a week or two, then you're probably there, right? So to slow down, a lot of times, again, if we can't fix it, we can't cure it. We're trying to slow it. We're trying to make it as long as possible before we have to deal with those bones and aches and problems, right? More than 10 million Americans suffer from degenerative bone disease. This condition affects seniors, mostly women over the age of 65. And again, this ain't got to be just a bone disease. If you've cracked, broke, any of these things, this is the same thing, right? It's just they deal with it because it's taken that long for it to get to that way. But if you've broken your back, your neck, your leg, these other things, it's kind of the same concept that you're trying to take away that inflammation from your bone. You're trying to get that, to get your bone back as well. K2 is another good thing for bones. Get as much K2 as much as you can. And, there's a lot of things to help your body try to rebuild itself or try to at least cope with the problem. So as we age, our skeleton starts to lose calcium deposits from the bones. As a result, density starts to drop over the course of the following decades. Seniors are at higher risk of breaking bones in a fall, which could be a life-threatening event for someone in the twilight of their life. Seniors don't respond well to anesthetic, especially when anesthesiologists try to bring them around after the surgery. You know, everybody knows that the more you put somebody to sleep, the more that they're, hard to wake up. So with all that being said, they need to do all they can do to slow the rate of calcium loss. One of the best natural means of boosting your bone health is red clover. The isoflavones and polyphenols found in red clover mimic estrogen, a hormone responsible for marinating bone density. And that's what we want to do, right? We want to let that marinate. We want to let them bones build back up. Consuming red clover in supplement format or as essential oil can help to slow the progress of degenerative bone disease. Now, this is like a seed form. There's a powder form. There's also the tincture form. And I know a lot of times I agree, I go with the powder, but on some of these things, you can get liquid. Now, if you have a problem with your back, with your vertebrae, you can take these liquids and put them directly on your back. Don't got to put a needle in it, right? You just take it and rub it on that spine. And it may not do anything the first day. It may take a while. A lot of these, unfortunately, take a while, right? But whatever took a while to take a while, in most cases, it takes a while. But if you take these and rub them on those spots, then it could very well help the inflammation. It could very well help your body and help them bones, right? Or a lot of times it ain't, it can be the bone, but a lot of times it's the fluid in between, right? So the fluid in between the bones is what you're trying. You get bone on bone or try to get too deep into everything. But when you get those problems is where you're feeling the inflammation, where your body's fighting back because it don't understand that's not the way it was made, right? So when it's not like it was made, then of course that's where it starts fighting and it starts having a problem and starts letting you know that, hey, we got a problem here, right? Right. 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 I mean, that's the way to have, I mean, that that's what it takes. But sadly, some people won't. Some people, they won't do anything. They have problems and they just will not try anything. And they keep going and saying they have this problem and that problem. And I'm not saying that, that this can cure anything. I don't know. We're trying them ourselves. We're experimenting, but if you can try it, right? Yeah. I mean, once you get so much pain, you're so sick, you about do anything, or most people, I would, what I'm saying? I mean, most people are gonna, hey, let's pull up the carpet and rub it on my back. Well, that help? If we can find anything that would help, then let's try it. And some of these have been tested, they've been tried, and they're years old. So again, it's not an overnight thing. It's usually not going to be, I pray it would put it on there, but some of it may take, a lot of it, 6 to 8 weeks, they're saying, to get these, to get anything back. But if it does anything, it's better than nothing, right? So the red clover, a hormone response for marinating that bone density. Consuming red clover in supplement format or as an essential oil can help slow the progression. So and if you would try it, let us know, and that's for anybody that's, have problems or getting older or anything like that, then please share this with other people. I hate that. Like and share and, subscribe, but really, that's what this is about. If this would go out to 1 million people, I'd probably be shut down tomorrow. But, this can go out to 1 million people, honestly. And just a few get any kind of help out of it. That's what it's really about, and I've tried with people. I know people that's, diabetic or borderline diabetic, and I've told them these things, and yet, how many people are here live? I don't understand it. If it was me, somebody had something alternative and is it expensive? Is it going to hurt me? Is it going to kill my liver? Is it going to hurt my body? I'm all on board, but I guess, that's a different world. But anyway, treat infertility. Here you go, Brother Jackson. Here we are. Women who have low estrogen levels may experience difficulties with falling pregnant. Hormone replacement therapy and decades of birth control used may take their toll on the body's natural ability to produce estrogen. And that's just a joke because I don't know anything about anything, but I'm just saying, right? Estrogen is primarily female hormone and is responsible for many reproductive functions, including fertility. Doctors can treat low estrogen levels using hormone replacement therapy. But in this case, the patient is then reliant on, a lot of these hormones, if we're honest, we can make big words and talk big words, but a lot of them hurt your body. They hurt your uterus. They hurt the female organs. They really put a toll on them by trying to produce something that your body's either going to or it's not, right? I mean, it's either going to produce the eggs and you're going to have a baby or you're not. All these therapies and a lot of these things that they're doing is wonderful. Some of this technology, I mean, I'm all for that too, but a lot of the drugs that they're introducing to these women, where again, something like this, 2 scoops a day, what was that? 2 scoops, 2 scoops a day might change your life, right? Drinking red clover tea is an excellent way to naturally boost estrogen levels, making it an ideal way to treat infertility. Without relying on drugs to balance your hormones, consuming 2 to 3 cups of red clover tea every day will help to boost fertility levels and improve the chances of conception. While the isoflavones in red clover tea boost estrogen and help with fertility issues, it's important to note that this effect can be harmful in others. Those patients who are dealing with estrogen-related diseases, such as ovarian cancer, should avoid drinking this tea. So again, it's all about knowing you and your body and knowing what your body's producing or not producing. But most of the time when we are finding this out, we have got a diagnosis or we know something's going wrong, right? Now, there's a lot of them that treat this, right? A skin disorder affecting more than 35 million Americans. Patients with the condition developed inflammation in the top layers of skin, which looks like a bright red rash, and the skin dries out and starts to flake, right? We see the commercials on it. We see all these things. I think Cindy Lauper's on one of the commercials for them and everything. Where she has or not, I don't have any idea, but she's on the commercial, right? Doctors have yet to identify the cause, but it's thought to be an autoimmune disease where the immune system recognizes healthy skin cells as invading pathogens. So sometimes your body will turn upon your body. Now, I say they probably know. It's probably in your Coke or your Pepsi or something. And oh my gosh, but look up what they started putting in Pepsi. Look up what Obama, and this is general information. I'm not, but look at what they put in Pepsi and what they put in these things and wonder why your body goes into an autoimmune. When you put an abomination into a drink and nobody knows about it, well, that's usually your body trying to tell you, hey, knucklehead, stop giving me abominable things because we're not supposed to intake that, right? So that's another whole study as well. As a result, the immune system sends antibodies and white blood cells to fight the healthy cells starting the onset of a condition. So just like anything else, right? You have this starting war, this starting battle, and the body's trying to get rid of this junk. But if it's something that doesn't belong there, trust me, trust your Bible. Hate to get all Bible study, but it is Wednesday night, right? It's Wednesday night, y'all. Where's your Bible? But no, a lot of these things that is going into our drinks and our stuff is, not good for us, right? Diluting red clover oil with a carrier like extra virgin coconut oil allows it to apply directly to the skin to assist with managing the effects of the, what is it called? Eczema. I don't know where in the world they come up with that word that looks like that to call it eczema. It looks like eczema to me, but eczema it is. Right? You can also mix a few tablespoons of the oil into your favorite body lotion to enhance its eczema fighting properties. Whoa. Okay. So, you got to have fun with what you're doing. So, again, it's something you can use other oils with. And even in taking these things, sometimes you can find pepper is something good that your body absorbs it, because some of these things your body's not used to and it doesn't absorb it properly. So what you're trying to do in some cases, not just this one, but in some cases, your body will just flush through it, right? So if you take pepper, olive oil, some other oil, your body will take that and use it. And the same thing, putting it on you. You can dump it on you all day, but if your body's just like, it's foreign, we don't want that. But that's what it's saying, if you lose a lotion or olive oil or, some kind of something that's kosher and not baby products, I hope, right? That it's, and I looked that up. Using red clover oil is to treat symptoms of, what is it? Eczema. Again, we need to change this word. We need to find whoever made this word up. Probably the guy's name. They didn't call him eczema. They probably called this guy eczema from Germany. I bet he's from Poland. What you think? I bet he was. Outbreak with serious symptoms of itching and reduced healing time. We're going to get in trouble. All right, let's go on. We're on 14 benefits. We're finally to 12. With just a couple more. We're almost through it. Heal wounds faster. If you have a cut, scrape, or wound, then use Band-Aid, because Band-Aid's stuck on you. Oh, anyway, how to put commercials in this stuff. All right. If you have a cut, scrape, or wound on your skin, then you can accelerate the healing process and keep it clean using red clover. Making a salve using red clover essential oil is an excellent way to take advantage of the medicinal, I love these words, medicinal healing properties in this herb. If you would like more information, please call. Purchase some raw beeswax and a bottle of red clover. Melt 3 ounces. Now, you have to be careful with all these other things. I know the world says one thing, but you have to be careful when they're introducing some other things. Right. Thank you, brother. Thank you. Eczema. Eczema. Now I can say it, right? I can't say that other stuff. It's babble to me, right? Right. Yeah, maybe we could put jingles at the end of this, put a commercial in the mouth, people will watch it more. Okay, where are we at? Add 4 tablespoons of red clover and blend the mixture with a wooden spoon. Make sure it's a wooden spoon, because if it's aluminum, you know what's going to happen. Don't use your tin foil hat, whatever you do, until the ingredients combine, right? So again, a lot of these things, we have to use something to introduce it to our bodies, right? Pour the salve into a small glass of jars and leave it to cool. Once cool, the mixture hardens and you can scoop it out of the supply to the afflicted area for immediate relief. And it contains all the anti-inflammatory and antimicrobial properties of red clover, preventing infection from the wound. Wow, this is a long one. Some of these things are like 10, 20 minutes. This one here's it better be good, right? Number 13. We need to have like that coming across the screen. Number 13. We've already discussed how low estrogen levels in women can be and the variety of dysfunctions in the body, such as infertility, right? Menopausal women that have diminished levels of estrogen, including in their bloodstream, may find that they develop a condition known as hypotrogenism effect, right? And that's probably not what their husbands call it. This effect causes problems with the collagen production that can lead to the development of skeletal issues such as osteoporosis and numerous skin disorders, including skin thickness and moisture retention. A loss of collagen related to the hypoestrogenism, effect typical occurs in seniors over the age of 65 years old, but there are instances of condition occurring in younger women. Drinking red clover tea. Y'all, come on. This is like cures all kinds of stuff, right? Drinking red clover tea may help to boost estrogen levels and help you to avoid getting beat up by your wife because you took the wrong turn down the road. Oh, wait a minute. Avoid keeping your skin looking youthful and vibrant. The estrogen mimicking effects of the isoflavones found in red clover help to ensure healthy but classier and keratininitial in skin cells, right? So this can help you tremendously. And it might keep you from getting beat up on the highway. Who knows, right? But right. Yeah, I gotta put all them hard words like that. The guy's just like, hey, hit your thumb with a hammer lately. This will cure it, right? Improve your scalp health. If you suffer from dandruff, you no longer need, what's that stuff they sell? You know what I'm talking about. We're just getting this all out there. If you suffer from dandruff, what is it, brother? Head and Shoulders. Thank you. If you suffer from dandruff, no more Head and Shoulders for you. So now you can try red clover. Red clover, mixing your hair, especially if it's blonde like mine, you might be a redhead by the end of the night. If you're already redheaded, make you a full beard. We don't know, but try it out. We need a little thing at the bottom. May contain, all right. Red clover oil can recondition the skin or resolve your dandruff problems. Mix 4 or 5 tablespoons of red clover essential oil into your shampoo bottle. Shake yourself well, pour it on your head. There you go. We're having too much fun tonight, right? All right, wash your hair with the shampoo as usual and work up the lather. Let shampoo sit on your scalp for a few minutes before rinsing it off. Red clover has a potent antibacterial and antifungal properties, making it the ideal natural treatment for dealing with any scalp issue where there is a risk of infection of skin. So, are all those people that razor cut their hair? You know what I'm talking about? Mr. Clean. All them people that do that, they cut their scalp. There you go. This could help that too. Keep it from getting infected, right? So we'll just leave it at that before we get in more trouble. Not only does red clover oil help to keep your scalp healthy and free from dandruff, but it's better than Head and Shoulders. And it's cheaper. And but it also helps to promote hair growth as well. Repeat your shampoo treatment to 2-3 times a week for best results. You should start to notice a difference after the second treatment. And ladies and gentlemen, we come to the closing. Maybe we just should tell jokes next Wednesday night. All right. So again, in summary, we find 14 things that it has done for us. And it gets out many of the trash, right? It gets out many of the stuff that we want to get out of our body, that we need to get out of our body, right? Yeah. A natural shampoo, hair loss, red clover shampoo. Oh, wow. That would be great. Something that's already made up, because, people don't like to mix all that stuff together, and it does get messy. You go mixing a lot of stuff and get it all. So yeah, red clover shampoo. Again, thank you, brother. There's a lot of these things that can help, not just internal. We've went over high blood pressure to vertebrae to necks to, and again, as we know, accidents and getting older, it's all, I ain't gonna say it's the same thing, but I mean, your body's leading it to the same thing. Your body don't understand sometimes what's going on with that. So sometimes that inflammation, it just builds up so bad that your body don't know what to do with it. So hopefully this can help. Hopefully this has been, not a waste of time. At least we had fun anyway. So, and that's why I love doing this. I don't understand why more people don't love to join, even from the group, the Yahad. I think there's people in the group, I ain't going to name a whole lot of names, but I think there's people in the group that could be helped from these things. That's another reason why I started it, to help our group as well. Oh, wow. Natural website. Yeah. I mean, the more natural, I believe, the better off it is, the better off it is for your body and long term. I mean, that's what we're finding out with a lot of this stuff. The long term is what's hurting our bodies. We've ate and drunk and had all these things that we shouldn't have had. And now our bodies is like, hey, that ain't water, and it ain't date syrup, and it ain't, we just had one too many, what are they called? I better not say it. I'll get in trouble for sure. But we're glad you're here, glad you showed up, and we're going to try to keep going with these and finding out more and more, and again, to help you out, brother, to help others. And again, some of these, if we find ourselves using it, we try to use what we can, to find out what can help, but it's hard to take them if you don't have these other things. So if you know somebody out there who needs this, yes, if you know somebody out there, or if you are one and you want some more help on these things, again, I'm not a doctor. I just play one on the commercials on YouTube, but it's all about, to me, learning. It's brotherly love. It's sharing what you have gleaned on, what you have learned on, and I believe that's the biblical scriptural way. If we learn these things and it can help anyone, then we share it. So that's what I'm all about. Again, not selling or buying, or I know a lot of people, they want to do that, but I'm all about just putting my treasures in the kingdom and trying to help people out and trying to do your best, especially, today it's hard enough to buy gas and groceries. You go up there and you get groceries, like, what is that? And you got to go over the receipt like 3 times. You're like, I know I didn't buy that much stuff. But you're looking at cart and like, wow, right? And some of these things, they get kind of pricey too, but it's worth it. What I've found is your health, is one of the most important things there is. Other than knowing where you're going, knowing the scripture, knowing Yahweh, other than that, this is like right there, second line. If your health, all the other stuff really don't matter. You can't use any of it if you don't got good health, right? So I hope this is edified. I hope it's helped out. And if you have any questions or comments, then please let us know. Until next time, may Yahweh bless you, may his kindness shine upon you, and may he grant you shalom. Shalom, and have a great, wonderful evening.